Well, you can either be very, very, very upset with what you just watched from the Warriors, or you can be like me and do this. Because this is the only real way for the Warriors to think about getting rid of Steve Kerr, get him off this team once and for all. The Warriors just lost the game to the Raptors. The Raptors had lost 16 of their last 17 games. 16 of their last 17 games. All I can do is laugh at this point. And if you followed this channel, and then you saw how the Warriors started this game, and if you saw what lineup Steve Kerr was choosing to run in the fourth quarter, are you really surprised? So Draymond is not in this game. Kyle Anderson is available. Guy Santos, who's been playing really well, is available. But Steve Kerr, of course, decides to put Andrew Wiggins at the 4 to continue to run his nonsensical 3-guard lineup, the tiniest 3-guard lineup combination in NBA history. Dennis Schroeder, Steph Curry, and Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield at the 3. I mean, it's completely unexplainable at this point. What is his obsession with Buddy Hield? Buddy Hield is generally terrible on offense. Even when he is shooting well, he tends to be doing brain-dead things, brain-dead decisions, brain-dead shots, brain-dead passes. Has never shown in the history of Buddy Hield's career that he's a 3 at any capacity, standing at 6'4", no ability to get out to shooters, no ability to stay in front of his man, and yet he's being played at the 3. And then you take Andrew Wiggins out of his natural position as a 3 and stick him to the 4. While you still have Kyle Anderson on the roster, while you still have Guy Santos on the roster, it would have been 10 times better if Steve Kerr simply started a lineup of Steph Curry, Dennis Schroeder, Andrew Wiggins, and either of Kyle Anderson or Guy Santos even next to Trayce Jackson-Davis, and things would have looked completely different. Instead, the Warriors in the first 6 minutes of the game are out-rebounded 9-2. Trayce is the only one with 2 rebounds, and the Raptors have 9, including 3 offensive, and the Warriors simply end up underachieving across the board. Kyle Anderson doesn't even get into the game until the second quarter. He had a really good game, by the way. He just kept the team steady. He kept them strong from a size standpoint, got them some really good timely buckets, and played like 5 to 6 minutes in the second quarter. What? And then the third quarter comes and Steve sticks to that 3-guard lineup, Andrew Wiggins at the 4. And unfortunately for the team, they did pretty well. What Steve Kerr never considers is that if he had a bigger lineup, they probably would have done even better. But more importantly, when these lineups occasionally and plays affordably, it becomes fool's gold. It gives him a false sense of confidence. Next thing you know, you get into the fourth quarter and Steve Kerr is running a 4-guard lineup. Yeah, a 4-guard lineup. It's Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, Lindy Waters, and Moses Moody next to Trayce Jackson-Davis. Some combination of Lindy Waters or Moses Moody is at the power forward spot. And next thing you know, Chris Boucher cannot miss. He's getting whatever he wants, inside, outside, offensive rebounds, dunks at the rim, 3-point shots, wide open ones. No shooter is getting out to him to contest a shot. And you essentially lose that fourth quarter to Chris Boucher. Literally, the Raptors have a lineup in the fourth quarter of Kelly Olynyk 6'11", Chris Boucher 6'9", and Scotty Barnes 6'7". And again, you choose to run a 3-guard lineup. You run these small lineups. At least play a fun style of basketball. Make it enjoyable. Let them go on hot streaks. Score left and right, have a complete offensive advantage. It's not even that. The Warriors score 101 points. What is the point of the small lineups? As I always say, there is no point. It's just a nonsensical, crazy obsession that Steve Kerr has and this incessant need for him to play Buddy Hield all day and night. Buddy Hield 33 minutes in this game. Kyle Anderson 17 minutes. But again, this is good because as long as the Warriors continue to do these things and as long as Steve Kerr is on this team, they will always do these things. The Warriors can never play a thriving style of basketball ever again. It is over as long as Steve Kerr is on this team, and as long as he continues to lose games like this against a pathetic team like the Raptors, and they don't even have their main point guard Emmanuel Quickley. He's not even playing in this game, and the Warriors still manage to lose to this team. And now the Warriors are 18-19, below 500. They are now tied with the Spurs for the 12th seed. The Suns are a half a game ahead of them now. I hear they're trying to trade for Nick Richards. That will only make them stronger. The Kings have won 7 straight games. You know, when they fired Mike Brown, they were 13-18, and now they are 20-19. Damn, they are 7-1 since they lost Mike Brown. I'm telling you, sometimes a team just needs a new voice, somebody to re-energize them. And what looked like a team that was dead in the water is suddenly one of the hottest teams in the league. That's how quickly a team can turn around, and I am telling you, that is the exact same case for the Warriors. As soon as Steve Kerr is out, the Warriors will look like a brand new team on both ends of the floor, and all of you will see the truth that you have all been under the illusion that the Warriors are terrible because Steve Kerr makes them look terrible. So yes, this is a fantastic loss for the Warriors. May they continue to lose games until they say enough is enough. Steve Kerr, get out of here. And you know what? If you're a fan of the Warriors, if you're a diehard fan of the Warriors, and you attend Warriors games because you're in the proximity, and you are on this channel and you watch this channel and you know exactly what's going on, you have got to create a sign that says fire Steve Kerr, you know, a sign about this big or even bigger. Make a sign that says fire Steve Kerr, make about 500 copies, stand at the entrance, give them out to whoever is willing to take it, and now you'll have hundreds of fans in the arena Chase Center, and you got a bunch of fans around the arena holding up a sign that says fire Steve Kerr, and Joe Lacob will see that, and he will be like, oh my goodness, even the fans are collectively against Steve Kerr now? I have never seen anything like this. It's not like I have a good relationship right now with Steve Kerr anyway. And that's a really good way to push ownership into action. We as a fan base have got to make as much noise as humanly possible. As you can see, I am doing my part on this channel. It is time for you guys to do your part as well. Because guess what? Steph Curry and Draymond Green are not on the same page apparently when it comes to this. They are still on the side of Steve Kerr because they are brainwashed, whatever the case may be. They want to all go down with the sinking ship that has hit the iceberg. Literally, an article came out today with Draymond Green talking about, oh, we don't want to give up all the real estate now for the future of the Warriors. That's not fair to the organization. What? What are you talking about? Draymond Green, are you the opposition? Are you the op? I mean, you are signed with Clutch, LeBron's team after all. You have done all kinds of traitorous behavior over the years. You have 2 careers. You are a player and you are a podcaster. And you favor a style of offense where the ball is in your hands more than Steph Curry's. Maybe that's why you support Steve Kerr. I don't know. But for the Warriors to be where they're at and for Draymond to come out talking about me, Steph Curry, and Steve Kerr are on the same page when it comes to we don't want to sacrifice the future for now. What? You have won 4 championships as a group and you are trying to win more, and you're talking about you're on the same timeline as Joe Lacob now? Maybe, just maybe, Draymond also needs to be out of here. We are now at a point of diminishing returns when it comes to Draymond constantly having to play the 5, and maybe that's just a Steve Kerr thing, I don't know, but at the end of the day, he's not fighting against that. He's not saying, hey man, this isn't really working. I don't think we should do this nearly as often as we've been doing. There's none of that. Draymond at the 5 all day, and the Warriors are dropping games left and right. Draymond has the ball more in his hands than Steph Curry in this insane offense. And half the time he's a goofy passer now. The refs hate him. The whistles are constantly going against him just because of the Draymond tax. The guy is constantly emotionally unstable during the games, when as a veteran, he should be one of the ones who are most under control. I'm really sick and tired of all the different things that come with Draymond that hurts the Warriors. And as if all of that wasn't enough of a headache, he has to keep doing this too on the podcast, triggering Steve Kerr, triggering the other team, making them play against you with a vendetta. The guy is yelling boom, boom, boom. He can't even average 10 points for the team, and he's screaming boom, boom, boom every time he hits a 3. Man, you guys remember when the Warriors got decimated by the Kings not long ago? Draymond was booming all over the place. Next thing you know, the Kings are going off. I don't know who it was that did it, but Kevin Huerter hit a 3-point shot, and then you can hear the Kings going boom in your face, Draymond. At least don't provoke the other team. Like I said, you average less than 10 points per game for this team. You shouldn't be provoking the other team with a bunch of booms because you hit a 3-point shot here and there. Relax, man. Relax. But yeah, another hilarious moment late in the third quarter, actually towards the end of the third quarter. Kyle Anderson makes a mistake, ends up fouling a guy. He thought they had a foul to give. They did not. Ends up putting him at the free throw line with about 4 seconds left in the clock. Next thing you know, Steve Kerr decides to take Trayce Jackson-Davis out of the lineup for, I guess, offense. I think he replaced him with Buddy Hield, hoping that they're going to get a three-point shot up to end the third quarter. Next thing you know, it's Kyle Anderson and Andrew Wiggins at the main rebounding spots. Andrew Wiggins gets out-rebounded by Chris Boucher, who ends up getting fouled and gets to the free throw line once again with like 3 seconds left in the third quarter. You can't make this stuff up, man. And as if he didn't learn a lesson from that possession alone, like I said, he starts the fourth quarter with a 4-guard lineup, and Chris Boucher gets all kinds of momentum. And again, the Warriors essentially lose this game to Chris Boucher's barrage in that fourth quarter. A 3-guard lineup with Andrew Wiggins at the 4. That is never going to beat any team. Even a team that has 1 win in their last 17 games is capable of beating a lineup like that. And you want to hear something crazy about Buddy Hield? Buddy Hield has been in the league for 8 seasons, and he's made the postseason 1 time. That being last season, while he was on a team with an MVP candidate in Joel Embiid. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they got booted out in the first round. Buddy Hield is a professional tanker. If you want to lose a whole bunch of games, then play Buddy Hield a whole lot of minutes. He is a tanker. He is not a winner. He is a loser. He is a losing player. He makes losing plays. He takes losing shots. He makes losing passes, and he lets everybody score around him left and right. Whether it's his inability to get out to a shooter, whether it's his inability to stay in front of anybody that has any kind of speed, Buddy Hield is not a real basketball player. That is on nobody but Mike Dunleavy for signing him to not a 1-year deal, but a 3-year deal, man. Regardless of who's coaching the Warriors, they need to get Buddy Hield off this roster. You cannot subject the Warriors fans to having to watch this guy play the game of basketball for the next 3 years. Get him out of here. Same thing with Moses Moody. He is inconsistent. He is average. He is a mid player. It's his 4th year now. Enough is enough. Trade him. I have no idea why the team re-signed him to a long-term contract. They don't even use him. They don't have a plan for him. They don't have a viable plan for what's to come for him in the future seasons. They love Podziemski, who plays the same position as Moses Moody, who is a 2. Moses Moody is a 2, not a 3, not a 4, he's a 2. But this brain dead team is never going to get that. Get him off this roster. Get Buddy Hield off this roster. Oh my goodness, it feels like they need to clean house at this point. But honestly, just get Steve Kerr off this team. Steve Kerr is fired. Steve Kerr has been fired, and the Warriors are thriving. I promise you, that is reality. Steve Kerr is fired. Steve Kerr is off this roster. Steve Kerr is off this team, and the Warriors are thriving. That is a fact. I promise and guarantee you, the Warriors look like a completely different team with Steve Kerr no longer coaching the Warriors. As I've said in previous videos, when you run a lineup of Dennis Schroeder, Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, Steph Curry is the best rebounder and best overall defender in that unit. Just the very fact that he has to be the best rebounder out of 3 players at age 36 going on 37 is absolutely preposterous and ridiculous. And then you put Andrew Wiggins at the 4. Guess what? Now your best rebounders are Trayce Jackson-Davis and Steph Curry. Literally, Steph Curry is a better career rebounder than Andrew Wiggins, and that is no lie. Oh yeah, look at the stat sheet even today. Steph Curry has 7 rebounds, led the team in rebounds. Trayce Jackson-Davis has 6. And Andrew Wiggins, playing the power forward position, has 3 rebounds. Buddy Hield has 2 rebounds. This is a sick joke, clown world, hellish basketball, straight up. This is not real basketball. As long as the Warriors continue to play this style of basketball, they will remain one of the worst teams in all of basketball. And as you can see, they just lost to a top 5 worst basketball team that hasn't been able to win more than 1 game in over a month. In over a month, the Raptors managed to win 1 game, and the Warriors just lost to that team. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how bad Steve Kerr actually and truly is. A team that has Steph Curry on it, losing to teams like this and being one of the worst teams in the league is absolute and utter travesty and a tragedy. And unfortunately, Steph Curry himself does not deserve any better. I will soon come out with a video going at Steph Curry for all the things that he is doing wrong, for the soft nature of the way he goes about his business, non-killer mentality. completely and utterly accepting everything the organization does and completely and utterly accepting everything that Steve Kerr does, putting him at the 2-guard spot, putting him next to 3 other guys that are worse rebounders than him. Steph Curry can't possibly have this low of a basketball IQ. Can he? I don't know, but you can absolutely look forward to the coming days when I come out with this epic video calling out nobody but Steph Curry. It's very unfortunate that Kyle Anderson only got 17 minutes in this game, despite the fact that he went 4 of 5 from the field. The guy scored 13 points on 5 shots. Are you kidding me? And Buddy Hield got 33 minutes? Are you serious? Literally all Steve Kerr had to do was run a lineup of Steph Curry, Dennis Schroeder, Andrew Wiggins, and either of Kyle Anderson or Guy Santos, who's been playing really well, next to Trayce Jackson-Davis, and this game would have been completely different. But no. It just has to be 3-guard lineups and 4-guard lineups. And like I said at the beginning of the video, perfect! This is the perfect way for Steve Kerr to be out of here. We should be excited, man. We should be excited. But really and truly, this is just unwatchable basketball, man. The fans should not be subjected to such basketball hell. We deserve better than this. All the players collectively deserve better than this. The organization, maybe not Joe Lacob, but the organization deserves better than this. Everybody deserves better than Steve Kerr. Oh, and just on a side note, Trayce Jackson-Davis ended up hurting his thumb in this game. He did come back and he grinded it out. And he provided the team next to nothing from a scoring standpoint in this game. But one thing I noticed, and the stat sheet will never tell you this, but there was a lot more force in the way that he was playing the game of basketball tonight. And that is an encouraging sign. There was just more force to the way he was setting the screens. There was more force in the way he was going after the rebounds. And just more aggressiveness and physicality from Trayce is something that we are looking for in terms of his development. And the more he can consistently play that way, everything else will come to him. And it was an encouraging sign that he was able to come back after wrapping his thumb around. Hopefully the injury isn't too serious. But yeah, I am counting down the days. I can feel it in my bones. This team is completely and utterly failing. Steve Kerr has completely and utterly lost the locker room. His voice has been lost. The players continue to have no confidence in their ability to win games, knowing that these lineups are not working at all. And the momentum for Steve Kerr to be off this team is building like never before. So we can look forward to that. And you can absolutely look forward to, like I said, this epic call out of Steph Curry that is soon to come. And it is very unfortunate because nobody is a greater fan of Steph Curry than me. I have believed in his ability on the basketball floor in a way that nobody believed in him like no other. To me, he is the Michael Jordan of this era. That is how much I believe in this guy. And that is why I know that the run isn't actually over by any measure, but it is as long as Steve Kerr is on the roster. And the fact that he's not willing to be more vocal about this and be able to fight it like he should be able to is just absolutely disheartening. And it does genuinely hurt for me to have to be the one to call him out in a way that I have never called out before, in a way that nobody else can call out the way that I am capable of. That's all I got for now. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the like button. Appreciate and love y'all. As always, until next time.